make your lesson very relatable. Do things, give examples that your student can relate with. So those are the things that I do, and it has really, really been working for me. Most of the TV series that I watch are child-centered. I watch cartoons a lot, and when I am giving examples, I mention cartoon characters that the children can relate with. And when I give activities, I refer to those characters and they talk about it. And before you know it, okay, when the children are giving me feedback, they relate to it because I put myself in their shoes. I watch what they watch, and sometimes I think the way they think, of course, because I do things now. So like that, it makes my class very, very engaging.
Welcome to Voices in Learning. Let's explore what learning really sounds like. Our topic for today is teachers engaging kids. Ms. Jumoke, as a professional, can you please explain or lecture us on what this is all about?
With over 10 years of experience teaching both online and in the classroom, Mrs. Jumoke focuses on a student-centered approach that builds real confidence and independence through inclusive and personalized instruction. She assures every child feels valued and fully empowered to reach their highest potential.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Tosin. This is a very interesting topic and I love it so much. Student engagement and class. And engagement is not just, engaging students is not just a magic. It's something that is very intentional. And as a teacher, how well do you prepare for your class to make your children very engaging? Every teacher wants a student that is curious, attentive in class, very active, all over. But you need to plan as a teacher before you get to the class. Number one thing that I do to engage my student first is the connection, which is very, very important. As a teacher, before you can engage your student, you need to be connected with them. How do you connect with your students? You need to know them. You need to just know them beyond knowing their names. You need to know what they need. Sometimes I go as far as knowing their middle name. So when they are doing something, I call the first name, then I call the second name. You know, it shows the connection that we have. So it's not just for you to know their name, their birthdays. If there's anything new, anything changes, you see it. And it's very, very important because the children, they trust. When a teacher knows them, they tend to trust you more and they tend to tell you things more. And when lesson is going on, they tend to listen. So connection is very, very important. You need to stay connected with your children. The birthdays, you need to know their birthdays, send messages. If they are wearing a new, they have a new bag, a new uniform, actually see it. Oh, hello there. Oh, I can see your shoes. They're so beautiful. You know, so, and these are the things that I do. Connection is very important. That's why I'm taking my time to explain that. And another thing to make your class very engaging, so there's something we call the starter activity. I use it both for my on-site and online class. So starter activity is like the hook before you start the lesson. So it comes in different activity. It can be a big picture, it can be a story, and this is it's engaging to students because when they see it is they look at, they talk about it. So you do the starter activity before going into the main lesson. For example, you want to teach interesting topic like adjective. You can put a big picture, probably a boy holding a red balloon or something, and you ask them, okay, what is it? Can you tell me something about this picture? You see that every child is saying things, even the shy ones, they are saying things that you tell them, okay, just note it down. Like that, learning have started. You know, it's just that you've not started, okay, bring out your pencil, but you know, the children, they are being engaged. And with that, okay, so what do you think we are learning today? And you start hearing different and feedback from them, and this really helps. And another thing as a teacher is make your lesson very relatable. Do things, give examples that your student can relate with. So these are the things that I do, and it has really been working for me. Most of the TV series that I watch are child-centered. I watch cartoons a lot, and when I am giving examples, I mention cartoon characters that the children can relate with. And when I give activities, I refer to those characters and they talk about it. And before you know it, okay, when the children are giving me feedback, they relate to it because I put myself in their shoes. I watch what they watch, and sometimes I think the way they think,
of course,
because I do things like so. Like that, it makes my class very engaging because I'm talking. They're talking. Number one thing is my class is child learners centered. They do more. The teacher, I as a teacher, I only do like 20% of it because starting from the starter activity, the engagement has already started. So it's student centered. So they do more of the talking now, bringing the topic to what they can relate with. They talk more. They talk more. They give their answers. And there's something that I do. Think, pair, share, and which makes my class very engaging. So when there's a rule, when I give I ask a question. Number one thing, you need to think. Now, when you think, you share with the person sitting next to you. Don't forget, learning have started like that, and children, they learn from one another. So when I give out a question, they think about it, and when they think, after getting in like 60 seconds, they share with the person next to them. Now, after sharing next to them, I give another time. Now they share. Think, pair, share. They've thought about it. They are sharing. Learning is going on. Sharing with the person sitting next to you. Now they share your information. So I just do bouncing around the class, and they come. So they stand in front of the class and they share what they discussed. Like that, the class is engaged. The students are learning. The teacher too is also learning from the children, and the atmosphere is charged. Is not a boring exercise. No, and even those students that's kind of distracted, they are not, because everybody is engaged. And in class we have different kind of learners. We have some that are that like hands-on, some that have the audio. So all the learners are being catered for. So should I go on?
Go on.
Okay, so another way that I keep my children engaging, like I said, is experiential learning. Sometimes as a teacher, you need to learn to think outside the box, especially if it's an on-site. So sometimes learning is not only the classroom learning. Okay, I'm sitting the traditional learning and we are bringing out your book, your pencil. Sometimes you take learning outside the class. There are some topics that the students learn better, they get engaged more when they are experiencing it. For example, when I taught my year 2 students microhabitat and mini beasts. It was very engaging, and until now, the student, they can make a fantastic presentation on microhabitat and mini beasts. Why? We went outside. We took all our pencils, and there was no table and chairs. We all sat on the field. So they saw microhabitat. Oh, okay. Tiny habitats, small habitat for tiny creatures, and we went round. They lift the rocks, the sticks. They saw it. They saw ants, and when I asked them to reflect on what you have learned, you need to see what they wrote out for me. Very engaging class, and also they put the picture because it's what they have seen. They experienced it. So even if you ask them 2-3 years down the line, it wasn't a boring class, but so a teacher, you need to be intentional right from the planning. You need to know the kind of student that you have in your class. You need to do your student profiling. So it will help you when you are planning. It will help you, okay, these are the things, these are the methods that can help to keep my students engaged. And like I said, I also teach online. Engaging online too is very fantastic. You can connect with your child, the student you are teaching online, even with when the student is across in the other world. You can, by still staying connected, asking, how are you? How was school today? Tell me something. And sometimes distraction, they can get distracted. How can you connect? The facial expression and the body language gives it all. So I see. So as a teacher, you are not just there and you're observant. You're seeing everything. And if the child is disconnected, you will know. So you call, okay, sometimes I ask my students to share their screen. So beforehand, I would have uploaded some things on Google Classroom, maybe videos, pictures like that. And when I get to class, okay, you know what? You're the one sharing the screen today. And I ask them to share and talk about it. It's being engaged. Do you understand? And also, some students liked hands-on. You can also do hands-on with online students. For example, there was a time I was teaching object that can float, and I asked the child, okay, can you get a ball? Even moving around is part of being engaged, because the child is not just sitting in front of the camera for a lot of minutes. It's not bored. So, okay, can you get a bowl of water at home? It's getting, okay, can you get this? Can you get a metal spoon? Can you get a paper? And she's moving around and she's doing the class. Is the class boring? No. Is the child engaged? Yes. Are we together? No. But the child is still learning. So either you teach online or you teach on site, you can still engage. Your class can still be engaged. It just depends on how prepared are you as a teacher. Even experiential learning too can take place online. It's just for you to tell the child, okay, I'm going to give you 60 seconds. Go outside. You're teaching weather. Look at the weather. Go outside. Come back in 60 seconds and come and tell me. When she's done, okay, can you put it into writing? Is the child bored? No. Is the class being engaged? Yes, she's being engaged. So there are lots and lots and lots of things that you can do as a teacher to engage the learner.
All right, so I want to talk from this angle. I want to speak for other teachers right now. Different teachers with everybody has their personal life.
Yeah.
I'm working in VI and I live in Ojodu, for instance. I woke up very early. I eat third Milan bridge. There was traffic from the beginning to the end. My day is not straight. Do you understand? Then I get to school. I have 22 students in my class. I'm the only teacher in the class. And 22 students, 5 of the students I know they're quiet. I have 10 students, very hyper. And different students with different attitude. As a teacher, I understand you're observant, but you are tired.
Yeah, trained.
Yes, because we know we know how it is in Nigeria in terms of where a teacher can live, how a teacher, looking at the salary, teacher salary, I'm not seeing a lot of teachers living beside the place of work. So most teachers, they're traveling all the way to their place of work. Most teachers traveling are not even mobile. I mean, they're not driving. Probably public transport. They probably had a rough way getting to work. So the teacher has something going on at a particular time. I understand that other people in another sector goes through this. But as a teacher, you're coming to impart knowledge. And I believe you can't give what you do not have. If you are not happy, if you are not positive, how can you probably observe a child to know that, okay, this child is in the right state of mind? Students too, they're also dealing with their own, and we have different types of students. So as a teacher, how are you able to bring, putting yourself in the right frame of mind to be able to fit into this role, that this thing that you're talking about. How are you able to help these kids that they've probably gone through their own life coming to school, and how are they able to get engaged? Aside that is one. So 2 questions. So besides that, there's some kids that what is in their head is, when I get to my own, I need to go out, I need to watch FC Mobile, this thing they're watching. Okay, their mind is getting home. They can't wait for school to be over. How are you able to bring them back? Or those that wants to play Roblox, so they have a new friend on Roblox, I need to get home on time. Every child, most of these kids, they are distracted with technologies, things going on around them. So how are we able to engage them? How are we sure they're not sleeping in class? How are we sure their mind is in class? Apart from the normal perfect teacher day, so on a day that is not normal for you as a teacher, so let's use that day as a normal day for every other teacher. So how are you able to fit into this? How are you able to engage these students? How are they able to impact knowledge?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Singh. There's something I always tell my colleagues, that this teaching job, it's, if you don't have a passion for it, you will get frustrated on the job, and that is it. So gone are the days when I'm just going into teaching, because now it's the passion. You need to have passion for it. You need to be passionate about the job. If you're passionate about it, it doesn't matter the situation. So as you're coming in, because it's what you love, right? Because what you love, you're passionate about your job. Somehow, I'm just talking based on my own experience.
Passion is very important.
Very, very important in teaching. So if you're passionate about the job, see, the moment you step into the class is a whole world entirely. Everything just changes. So sometimes I try to note down some things I need to do personally, because if care is not taken, like you said, 22 kids in the class with a whole lot, I just tend to forget that you cater. So passion is very, very important. So if you're passionate about teaching, the moment you come in, you step into the class, is a whole world. You're seeing a whole world. So there's something to address the emotional aspect of each child. There's something I have in my class. Is I call it an emotional charts. So it has different kind of emotions: happy, tired, angry, excited. So I have the pictures on my wall. It's like an envelope, and I have the popsicle stick with kids' name written on it. So as you're coming in after the connection, hey, hello, how are you? The hug and all that, dropping your back. Okay, how are you feeling today? So they know it's a no. So they just go there and drop. So number one, you look at those ones that say, I'm angry, I'm tired, because a child that is angry, a child that is tired cannot be engaged. By the time the lesson starts, is then also we are distracted. So we address all those things. A child that is distracted is telling you, like, I'm distracted. So by the time lesson starts, you should know that distraction is going to take a whole lot out of the learning time. So we address that at a pastoral. So when class starts, we don't just start class. We have a time that we talk we address the emotional time chats. So if you are tired, I ask what happened, why are you tired early in the morning? Is it that you didn't sleep early, or did you go somewhere? So we address that. Okay, I'm distracted. Well, I want to go home, then I want to play a game. I hear that also. Okay, but do you know that can still wait? It's not going anywhere. The main thing is you're here to learn. So can we just focus on that? And we talk about that too. Angry. So we talk about, so before lesson starts, we would have addressed like 90% using the emotional part, and it's something that teachers can also imbibe in their learning. Emotional, it works very, very well, because you've addressed like 95 to 98 issue that you are going to start by the time lesson. And trust me, by the time lesson starts, because you have addressed all those things, lesson, then you start your starter activity, you start. Then for those children that sometimes distractions, and so there's something we call chunking in learning. When you give activity, so if you're going to give 10 tasks, don't give out the task at once. You give it out in bits. So you get there. So you do 1 to 2. Then you go around to check as a teacher, because as a teacher you are not expected to sit down. So when you go around the class, you know, oh, those people that have attended, and you know those people that are struggling, those people that they've not really gotten the concept very well. So when you give, because you are not giving the 1 to 10 at once, you are giving it out in bits. It gives you the opportunity to go around. It gives you the opportunity to see the children that are engaging with the task given to them. And when you give feedback, like stickers, give yourself a smiling face, oh, well done, good job, oh, I can see the effort you're putting. So all these positive comments goes a long way. Then when you are done, you engage them again with another one, maybe 4 to 6, 4 to 7. Before you know it, you've done a whole lot, and everybody is engaged. Even the high flyers, the yellow label, the middle achievers, the lower, everybody is engaged. So when you move around the class, then the lower achievers, then you can now pay more attention to those ones, having a one-on-one session. And sometimes some of the lower achievers, it's not like they don't want, they just want you to stay with them and ask questions. And so you can do that for on-site, also online also. Chunks, don't just put the tasks 1 to 15 because it's online, so that the teacher can, do some other thing. You bring it out in chunks and all that. And like I said, number one thing, the passion. So as a teacher, when you have the passion, you put, the moment you step into the class, you see those little great minds, for now you put all the worries aside and focus on them. It helps you as a teacher, and also for the sake of the kids too. Did I answer your question?
Yes. Welcome to Voices in Learning podcast. Voices in Learning podcast is powered by My Education. So what are the things we do at My Education? So at My Education, we recruit teachers for school owners, for schools, for educational organizations, for families, and every other person that needs a teacher. We have an online platform where we have online classes for people abroad and people in Nigeria. We also recruit governesses called Living Teacher for parents who want education outside the classroom in their homes. We also do trainings for support staff in schools, in organizations, and also for families. So contact us today at My Education on our social media platforms or via WhatsApp. You can also call us on this number below. I don't know if it's just in Nigeria or everywhere. So many people wouldn't say I want to be like my teacher. I don't think we are raising kids now that wants to be a teacher. While growing up, I didn't want to, I'm seeing my teacher, I'm not seeing my future. Everybody wants to be a lawyer, a doctor, these professions. Do you get what I mean? So for most of the people in schools today, most of the teachers in schools today, there are people basically, they got the job, they're on the job because this is what is available. Not what they would like to do. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. So I'm a teacher now because I want to work in oil and gas, and there's no oil and gas job at the moment. So this is what is available. This is what I want to do. So for teachers that are not passionate, because most of the teachers, Ms. Jumoke, you're probably one of those that are passionate about the job. Most of the teachers are not passionate. I don't want to say most of the public school teachers are not passionate, but most of even the private school teachers are not passionate about what they do. They are doing it because, I'm making money from it. So now, a teacher that is not passionate will not see most of these things. So now I am a teacher. Not like I'm passionate about it. Not like I wanted to be a teacher, but I found myself in this environment. Some people, you find someone like me. At the time, I got to work in in a school environment from my NYSC, not like I wanted to be in the school environment. But when I found myself in this, I've always loved children growing up. Finding myself, even based on the fact that I love children, I did still want to work in the school environment. I didn't want to be a teacher. I didn't want to be an educator. Because I feel, I'm not going to make a lot of money from it. So when I found myself in the school environment, I enjoyed it. And I realized, I realized this is where I should be. So the passion came. So from the passion, probably I started making money from what I'm passionate about. If I go to my child's school right now and I see most of the nannies in my child's school would know. If I see any nanny talking to any child anyhow, they didn't ask to send me. I will go and meet her. Why are you doing that? Even when I'm tired, I find myself doing it because it is passion. That is passion. So passion will lead you to do things that you are not paid to do, things that you are not even meant to do. Something outside your curriculum. Ms. Jumoke, I believe some of the things you're doing are not things you're even trained to do as a teacher, but what you found yourself doing because you want to bring out the best in the kids you're working with. Okay, so for the teachers that have found themselves in teaching and not passionate about it, they can't leave it. So how can we help them? A lot of teachers reach out to us at My Education to say, I would like to do online classes because they feel there is money in online classes. No, I don't want a teacher that wants to make money from me only. I want a teacher that is able to impact knowledge on my students. I want a teacher that is passionate about it. I see that they are not passionate about it, but they are looking for that passion because they want to make money from it. So we should be able to help people like that so they're able to engage the student. Because if you are not passionate, I don't think you can, even with all the training, I don't think you can engage. Because, for instance, online classes is a different thing entirely. Yes. You can be teaching a child online and the child will not get anything from it, will not make progress. So that online is not for everybody. Yeah, but if they are passionate about it, you keep learning, you figure it out.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if 1 hour class, like in My Education, we don't just do 1 hour. We keep teaching till, as in, if you are teaching a child a particular topic or a particular thing and the child doesn't get it, we do more than 1 hour. We even send things to Google Classroom for the child to learn to understand in the teaching line. And they really want to, now that they feel, okay, teaching is not as bad as people think, because teaching now is not like the way it is. If you know what you are doing, parents will find you. Online classes will find you, as in you will be happy doing what you're doing as a teacher. You will make money from what you're doing and you'll be fulfilled. So for teachers that are not very good with engaging students, some people are very stuffy. They know everything, but to pass that information across, yes, they really don't know how to go about it. I know when you are too stuffy, you can't get those children because you just be speaking English and they're not getting anything from it. So how can we help teachers to what are the secrets to break everything down and to also help them to understand that you can engage students, you can get it right with your students, you can impact knowledge, you can learn, you can break those things down and help these students out. You can even end up being passionate than people that thought, okay, they're already passionate about it. So how can we, what is that secret, Ms. Okay. What are those things you're reading? If there's a book you're reading, if there's something you're watching, if there's something you just want to, as in how you can help teachers.
Okay, so I'm going to start with the number one question about student not wanting to be like the teachers. Well, I think that narration is changing now, because gone are the days when you see a teacher and the child is hiding, like, I don't want this is not my teacher. Now, if you are not careful, you take some teachers to be bankers, you take some teachers to be entertainers, because now the dressing mode has changed. You see teachers now wearing heels, wearing nice suits, nice shirts, nice dresses. On Fridays, they're dressing down, they are wearing jeans, wearing sneakers, that they are wearing, fixing nails and all that. And so the children now, they can easily relate, because let me give you an example. There was a parent invited me to a function, the child, so I went there. You need to see the child. She was so proud, because I didn't go there like, oh, I'm a teacher, I don't have that teacher look and all that. It was different, I was looking very sharp.
No, a lot of teachers
so
learn how to dress.
Now,
yes,
yeah, you need to dress well. So she was so passionate. Oh, that's my teacher. And like the guest, oh, you're a teacher? No, you don't look it. I said, how do they know? So this society, they have a perspective about that when you are a teacher. So then the student will be like, no, I don't want to. But now, if you ask now, student want to be like that teacher, because the teacher is looking nice, smelling nice, is watching, is singing the song that they sing, and like that. So I think it's changing gradually. And for a teacher that's that the passion is not there, well, as an individual, we need to have an open mind. Because anyway, there's something that I always tell myself, that anywhere you find yourself, even if initially you don't have a passion for it, do it well, so that make a difference, so that few moment that you will be there, make a difference, a significant difference, be relevant. So even if you don't have a passion for teaching, okay, you are just there because you need the money, the extra money. But the little time that you are there, open your mind, be relevant, do the work, and gradually, and if you are lucky, you might be in a very good environment. Before you know it, the passion will just come. Unless that individual is something else, it will just come. Then open to continuous learning. Ask. If you see any teacher doing, ask for good practice. There's something that I do. I'm a coordinator in where I work. We share good practice. So we just come around as educator. Okay, what are you doing in your class that is working for you? So even if you are not passionate with your job and you are in that circle, you will get something. Somehow you will go back to your class and okay, they shared this. Okay, like that emotional chat that I said is a good practice that you can do. So even if you are not passionate, okay, will it make my work easier? Okay, if I start, will it get me? Okay, let me try it. So before you know it, you're using all these things. Before you start opening up your mind, you start doing all those. Before you know it, the passion is will be there. At least that's time that you will be there, and you start going for trainings, you start reading books. There are a lot of online courses that you can do that can help you.
Free online courses?
Yes, there are some that are free. There are some that are just okay. There are some that if you want to collect the certificate, maybe you have to pay. But there are some, even watching videos on how to be a better teacher, because those are the things that I am doing and it has really been helping me. So even if you are not passionate about the job right now, it's just a matter of time, Mr. C. You'll be passionate about it. Seeing those little kids doing what you are doing every day, going there every day, seeing those kids, somehow.
Okay, so I think I have a question here about engaging some kids. How do skilled teachers quietly identify disengaged or struggling students? Okay, I think you mentioned, have you mentioned anything about that? And what small, often unnoticed actions help bring these students back into the learning process?
Okay, so I mentioned something like that, but let me just go into detail. So as a teacher, so there's something you call profiling. As a teacher, either you are online or you are on site. Number one thing, you profile your students. Profiling means you know their behavior. You know those ones that get easily distracted. You know those ones that can sit down for like 20 minutes without moving. You know some that's in 5-10 minutes. If you don't change the activity, you know them. So number one thing is know your students as a teacher. Know them. Like I said, everything is just doing the extra. What is that extra? Is doing. Every teacher, we all do the same, either in Nigeria, all over. But that little thing that you call extra is that thing that makes you different from other person. So if you are a teacher, you can get the list of names of your students. You know those ones that are easily distracted, those ones that are focused. those ones that are focused, those ones that they can stay on task for a long time. So when you know that, then you know where to help. Now, how do you know the student is being disconnected? Like I said, so let me start from the on-site now. You are a class teacher. You've given a task. You're not just going back to your table and maybe you are doing some other things. You've given them tasks to engage on the screen. No, it's your job to go around. Now, when you move around the class, you will know the students that are disconnected. You know the children that are engaging with the task that you have given them. You know the children that they are confused, that they don't understand everything you've been saying for a long time. But you can't do that when you are seated as a teacher. So how do you get that? When you give a task, you waiting time, maybe like 1 or 2 minutes, then you start moving around. Just check. You don't have to say anything like as a teacher. Just go around and look at the faces. You see the ones that are pretending to work, and you see the ones that are actually working. So those ones that are not getting, you can help. You've gotten that. Now online, like I said, you are looking at the screen, you are looking at the students. If I'm online, if my student is not doing the task that I've shared on the screen, I will know. The eyeballs is somewhere else. He's doing so. So sometimes I will ask, are you done? Yes, I'm done. Oh, really? After a while, I'll post and I'll ask, can you, if he's doing it on the screen, I'll say, can you share your screen? Or can you put your task to the camera? Then you start hearing, oh, Ms. Jumoke, please, can you give me 5 more minutes? So you have to be doing that. You need to be checking. So you won't say, oh, because the child is not beside you, so you've given a task to engage the child and you are doing something else. No. So you need to ask a question. Okay, so what number are you now? Or number 2, what did you write? So with that, you will know if the child is actually doing the work or not. Another thing is that, okay, so I have a child online. She doesn't really like writing. So she likes when she's talking sometimes. So sometimes I ask, okay, can you put your answer using the chat box? So she's typing. Is learning going on? Yes. Is she engaged? Yes. So she might not write using the pencil because not all children loves to write. But she's being engaged because you're asking question. Oh, okay. So what is 10 plus 10? She's finding it difficult to write it. But do you want to type it? Yes. You see all the excitement
on the writing. Students should be writing.
Some students are like that. When they're written for like few minutes, the next moment they are tired. So you need to. That's when the chunking comes. The activity you are giving it one step at a time. So if I give number 1 to 2, write it in your book. 3 to 4 can be type it, you put it on the chat box. Then another method that I do, like I said, engagement is being intentional. It's not magic. Before class, I would have prepared a Google form, like a playlist. I would have like 3 to 4. I would schedule it on Google Classroom. So when I want to give the task, I will assign it. Okay, so go to classroom. I just assign the task. Just short tasks. 1 to 5. Is it addressing the topic? Yes. Is the child doing it? Yes. Is she writing? Though she's not writing, but she's clicking the answer. And when you are done, sometimes I ask, share your screen. So when you share the screen, I am seeing the form and I can see the way you're picking your answers. We're talking about it. I'm explaining. The moment you submit, I will reshare. Then we do correction. Is she engaged? Yes. And so there are lots and lots of ways to engage your student. But number 1, know the kind of child you're teaching. You need to profile. Yeah. I can't be a teacher. I've been in teaching for years. There's no class that the number 1 thing that I do, I profile. Even the children I teach online, I profile them because it has really helped me. It will help me in planning the lesson. I will know that, okay, this child like hands-on. Even if you're a child and you like hands-on, I will still get you engaged using the things in the house. And then if you like videos, we talk about it. So I don't just put video out for you to watch. when you're watching the video, you tell me about what you have watched. Okay, so tell me what you have watched. Tell me what are the things that. So with that, you will know if the child is being engaged or not.
I think one thing that has worked for my son's school, when they give them homework, in fact, the homework he reminds me about is quizzes.
Yeah.
He will tell me, oh, mommy, I have quizzes. He doesn't need me. He wants to do it because at the end of the day, he's also able to see his classmates that are done with the quiz, to see what they've got as in their grade.
Yes.
So he's able to, he doesn't want to miss anything. I don't want to miss anything. I want to get 100%. It also helps him with his timing.
Yes.
I also think the type of teacher my son likes to do is Yoruba assignments first. I don't know what relationship he has with the Yoruba teacher, but he likes it. He will say, oh, mommy, I have Yoruba homework. I need to do my homework, even if it's not quiz. He likes to go back to his Yoruba homework to quickly do it. So I believe relationship with kids also helps in engaging a child, because this is even engaging a child outside the classroom. So outside the classroom, you are not there, but the child is engaged. The child wants to go back to what the teacher has taught. I understand that when it's a difficult topic, the child might not want to go back to it, but I believe if every teacher knows how to break it down, make everything easy or interesting, the way a child would want to learn, because at the end of the day, most kids learn through play now. So even science, there was a time my son they were teaching them how to plant things, and his science teacher told him to plant beans. Beans seed. He was really, as in, kept on, he was responsible enough to go back to go and check if there's a change and all that. So interesting things, you can make for learning interesting, and you can how to engage, to make the kids engaged, and for them to learn, you have to make it fun. Don't make it difficult for them. So I think that also
breaking instruction down. I'm just trying to treat that into bits, and it's all about planning. Because I want to take a child, I'm not just flipping through. I'm going to I would have done my planning. So when you break instruction down, so no matter how difficult the topic looks or feels, you would have broken it down. Use simple vocabulary that the child can relate with. So when you are, putting out the task, explaining the concept, the child will understand, because you are not using the big grammar, you are using the words that he or she would understand. So it's
okay. So this is to wrap it up, this is my last question for you, Ms. Jumoke. What strategies do experienced educators use to adapt, recover, and re-engage students when things are not working?
Okay, so thank you, Mr. Singh. Some of this we've mentioned earlier. Like we said, breaking instruction down into bits. When you are explaining things, when you've given a task and the child is not getting it, that means the instruction is not clear. Break it down, explain, get feedback. So there's something we call the traffic lights. It's a small card, the green, the yellow, or the green, yellow, and red. So you get, sometimes you do a thumbs up on top. So it helps you get feedback immediately. So when you ask, okay, so what I've been saying, do you understand? If you understand, give me a thumbs up. If you don't understand, give me a thumbs down. So it helps you get an instant feedback. So like that means you need to change your methodology. Okay, so maybe you need to do, let's do moving around the class. Do you understand? So you are doing a task that has to do with moving around the class. You are telling the student, you are telling them that this topic is not really difficult.
But what if you are teaching the students? Sorry to interrupt. What if you are teaching numbers of students and we have few students not getting it, even when you've used all this? So what do you do? I know in my son's school, when kids are not getting it, they reach out to, I don't know if after discussing with the school authority, they reach out to parents to see if kids can come early before school starts, or during the break time, or after school. Do you think it's about sometimes it's about the child, or is about different kids with different learning abilities?
Yes, another thing is that by the time you get feedback from students and it's just maybe like 5% of it has gotten the concept, that means there's an issue with the delivery. That means you are not connecting with the student. So, and if that is the case, that means as a teacher, you need to be honest with yourself and check that, have I done the proper planning? What I am giving out, is it their age? Is it age appropriate? Maybe I'm not using the terms, the vocabulary that they can relate with. That is why I have minimal students that have gotten this, because normally if you're trying to get feedback from students, like 70 to 80% should raise their hand that they are good, should give you a thumbs up. So you know that you are only attending to the remaining 20%. And how can you do it? Sometimes because of your busy schedules, or sometimes like me, sometimes I encourage my students to come in early. So we do the morning drill. So there's something we call the morning drill. So that morning drill is like the topic that the student learned the previous day. I give questions, maybe 5 to 6 questions, just to be sure that they've gotten the concept. And for those that have not gotten to the concept, to do like a reteach of the topic. No more than 20-25 minutes, we are done. But the students have really gained a lot from that, because they are still fresh. It's early in the morning, they're just coming in. And so the morning drill has always really helped. Then also as a teacher, you can do the extra by doing a one-on-one, calling the child. Okay, what is happening? I see that you are struggling with this topic. What is it? Which area is it that you don't understand? Then you allow the student to do the talking, to explain to you, and you can take it up from there. And sometimes I do, because students, they learn from themselves. Sometimes I just do pairing. So a high flyer, a green label student and a red label student. So I just, okay, student A, you are on green. Okay, can you just sit, be a partner for today, see what he has done, explain to her. And before you know it, then I will now take it further to test. Oh, have you gone? Yes, my friend explained to it and I'm good. And most times they always get it, because children, they like to learn from their friends. So all these things would also help you.
Okay, so to wrap it up, Ms. Jumoke, what message do you have for teachers? What is your signing out message for teachers?
Okay, so to all the teachers out there, keep doing what you're doing. You're the best. Continue to be passionate about your job. You're amazing. Those little minds that God have placed in your hand, make sure you take good care of them. Go the extra. And before you know it, they'll make a good and remarkable progress. Don't stop what you're doing. Teachers are the best. Every time.
Best profession.
Yes.
Thank you for joining me on Voices in Learning. I'd love to know what stood out for you. Connect with me, share your thoughts, and let's keep the conversation going. Until next time, let's keep exploring what learning really sounds like. Thank you.